Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome back to Death Mark 2. Previously we completed Chapter 5. Now we're on our way to Chapter 6, and hopefully we're getting closer to the identity of the departed. The following day at Kujo Mansion. Hello. Eita Nakamatsu here. Oh, hi. Thanks for your help last night. What do you want? Actually, Miss Yasuoka called me this morning to tell me something. The parts figure is getting darker and darker each day. You should back away from this now. Oh. Okay. Coming from a spiritualist like Yasuoka, those words would carry some serious weight. No wonder he's scared. Eita's information has really been a great help, but of all the people we've lost in this case, there's just no way I can try and talk him to risking his life to help me out. I got it. You were a great help. Thanks for all the work you did for me. Oh! I'll get back to teaching you how to work a computer once this case is all done. We'll start with internet use. That'll be something nice for you to look forward to, Yashiki. Yeah, thanks. This is fine. I leave the mansion and head to Konohara Academy. I have to report last night's events to Mr. Konoe. I enter the special building and walk toward the infirmary. As usual, there's nobody inside. I better go to the faculty room. There's a Konoe's waiting for me. There's no one in the infirmary. The notification light on my phone is blinking. Looks like I've got a voicemail. I press the button to play the audio. Sup, old man, it's me. You see... Frack, the words ain't coming out. I've got a shit ton of things to say to you, you know. Oh well, I just spit out what's in my head. You know why I've been laying low all this time? It's all because of Mashita. He said he'd call the school and my mom if I stuck my nose in. Damn it, this is so unfair. But you know what he said that time? If me and Yashiki go down, your relief pitcher will have to come in and close this thing out. So you better not go and do something stupid like betray my trust, Nagashima. For some reason I feel like I got duped by his words. Like he put me in a situation where I gotta be hanging around just in case, you know? Means I can't just do as I please. Though I'm pretty sure my turn won't come around. Because no spirit's ever gonna win against both of you. Guess that's all I wanted to say, then. Give my regards to him. That's the end of the voicemail. It says afternoon classes are still in session. The faculty room looks emptier than usual. Mr. Konoe, who's sitting in the back of the room, notices my arrival. Oh, you're here, Yashiki. His voice sounds weak and for some reason, his complexion doesn't look so good. Are you alright? I assume you are inquiring about my physical condition. No, I am not too well. I've been feeling lethargic and sluggish all morning. Perhaps as the ravages of stress taking a toll on my body. I think it's the ghost. That's enough about me. I heard you received a notice yesterday. How did the investigation go? I gave him a detailed report on Mr. Kokuri's case from the beginning to end. The sour expression on his face as he listens to my recounting the events of last night tells me all I need to know. Goodness gracious. First Izumi, then Horikoshi, now Kakura. 3 students have gone missing under my watch. And yet again you fail to protect the targeted student. Why are you apologizing to me? The students and their parents are the ones who should be apologizing to. They all sucked anyways. Mr. Konoe. You can fire me if you like, but how would you stop the departed then? Oh! Mr. Konoe fell silent at my words. You're right. No matter how many valid complaints I have, it doesn't change the fact that you're the only hope I have of rectifying the situation. Without an overly exaggerated sigh, I understand the situation he's in. Plus, what else can I do other than friend him and stop bothering me? However, one more victim and he'll be dismissed. Sakamoto's backed me into a corner. Oh, there won't be any more. I think we're in the endgame. She's suspicious of you, especially in regards to Douryou and Kinukawa. Or, if Sakamoto's not the departed, then Sakamoto's the next victim. But she's misunderstanding the situation. Your last chance, understood? Yeah. Good, that's all from me then. Blow me down, Yashiki. But, I kind of loosely, or maybe not so loosely, I forget how I said it. I have mentioned a couple of times about the two of them being the culprits, the two, teenagers. And I think that's highly a good possibility. I leave the faculty room, feeling Mr. Konoe is still staring daggers into my back. Because once again, they both have been attacked by the spirits and came out clean. Honestly, I couldn't care less if Mr. Konoe and Sakamoto suspect me. And the departed is like a multi-faced thing. If I get kicked off campus, I won't be able to investigate. And I know I'm the only one who can pursue the departed and bring this to an end. And the other thing is, I think they grew up together, quotation mark. I can't afford to make any more mistakes. You know, the big flag to me was the whole like, oh, I better not like change the way that you say your name, blah blah blah. A chime sounds over the speakers. Looks like the class is over already. What do I do now? I really wanted to start doing some investigating. I have no idea where to start. The departed, who's still hiding at Konohara Academy, is playing their cards well. There don't seem to be any clues left. I have to pick one spot that still has some ties to them. The clock tower seems like the prime spot. During summer vacation, Douryou and Michiho saw the female doll in the red dress there. At that moment, their bodies were afflicted with a curse. If the departed was the one who caused it, then that tower is probably connected with them. There might be something in there. Douryou can't find the key. Should I go visit her? Douryou is standing near the window when I enter the student council room. She notices my presence right away, and turns to me. Ah, so you're here today. I heard about Kakuto from Michiho. Yeah, it was really unfortunate. Say, Douryou, is the key to the clock tower still missing? Yes, I've been looking for it everywhere. Likely story. I see. Just like that, the thin thread that might lead me to some answers has been severed. About that clock tower. One time, the clock tower doll I saw made the school newspaper. I was skimming through the school's old newspapers this morning, hoping to get information about the departed. And then I found an article about a female doll. The doll might be like the last thing stopping the departed from like taking over the whole place. Mr. Konoe told me the school's historical records were lost due to war damage, but for to have been buried in the school newspaper archives. Aren't you squeamish when it comes to horror stories and the likes? What made you do that? Oh, I just wanted to be of some help. That is a new expression from you. Wow, what a blush. I'm very tempted. You're just seeing things. Oh, really? Can you tell me details of that rumor? Yes. There was a rumor going around Konohara Academy. "60 years ago, the first headmaster built the clock tower to commemorate the school's 10th anniversary. A stylish stone clock tower that's tall in the remote countryside of Konohara. Many students were wondering what the inside of the tower was like. Overcome with curiosity, some eventually snuck into the tower. What they saw inside the tower was the first headmaster's collection. There were a lot of antique things, but the item that caught the attention of the most people was a doll wearing a red wedding dress that lay on a stone altar. Rumors of the doll spread in no time, because everyone was interested in its origin. However, the first headmaster had already passed away by that time, so he was unable to answer those burning questions. With no way to tell the truth, wild speculation regarding the doll ran unchecked. The first headmaster, who'd always been fond of antique goods, had bought that doll from a European family. Uh-oh. It's a cursed doll that was modeled after young girls who became sacrifices. The first headmaster had a craftsman make the doll to enshrine the deities of Konohara. It's a doll made to calm the soul of a student who lost her fiancé and committed suicide. No definite answer was ever found because there wasn't anyone around who knew the truth. In the end, everyone forgot about the doll in the clock tower once the war broke out. And that was the rumor featured in the school's newspaper. It's truly an interesting story, but the rumor has so many variations regarding the origin of the doll. Which one is the truth, if any? Right, let me confirm one thing. Are there any rumors about the doll moving? No, none at all. Oh, okay. There are people who have seen the female doll, but not when she's moving. Guess I'm the only one who's witnessed it. I've got to go soon. Thanks, Douryou. I hope the information could help you in some way. I have to head out as well. The teachers told us not to stay at school. I say goodbye to Douryou and leave the student council room. Rumors of the female doll, the rumors of the clock tower involve a doll in a red wedding dress that's placed on an altar inside. However, no one knows its origins. It's the same doll that shows up everywhere I go. I need to find out if the doll and the departed are related, in addition to a way to enter the clock tower itself. When I step in the library, I find a girl whose appearance clashes with the place. Sup? Kakuto didn't come to school today. You know anything about it? Sorry, no idea. There's no way I can tell Marihashi about Kakuto's death. What are you doing here? I'm just chilling here. I have no place to go. After I learned how terrifying that corridor was. Then you should just go home. The teacher's telling you not to hang out here after class. Who knows, maybe something weird will happen to you again. Ah, stop acting like a teacher. Don't freak me out like that. I was about to go home anyway. My body just feels really heavy somehow today. Are you gonna stay until night again? If you do, be careful. I have a bad feeling. I say goodbye to Marihashi and leave the library. When I enter the faculty room for a second time, I see Sakamoto inside. Still plaguing our school, are you, Mr. Yashigi? I asked Mr. Konoe to do away with you, though. Oh, don't worry, he heard you. He told me that I'll be dismissed if I make another mistake. That Konoe is far too lenient. If an incident occurs, it'll be too late. We need to deal with this problem quickly. By problem are you referring to? Here's the thing. Like, once again, if she's a departed, I'm leaning to no right now, but I could be wrong, then she wouldn't want to send us away from the school. Because it looks like there is an option for us just to run away from this whole case and just forget it. Douryou and Kinukawa thing. I didn't know you understand it yourself. I don't know what kind of nonsense you concocted in that skull of yours, but I assure you there's nothing going on. I have no intention of doing anything untoward with any students. And yet an incident can still occur, even without a teacher having any such intentions. Just like in Mr. Hirosei's. Hirosei, the art teacher Sakamoto told me about when I was investigating Slipknot Kashima. Both Kashima and Manabe had a crush on him, which spiraled into tragic consequences. I've warned Douryou and Kinukawa not to get close to you, but seeing them defend you so fervently, the situation is getting dangerous. That's what my intuition as a woman is telling me. Let me repeat it again. This is all just a big misunderstanding on your part. I've warned you, Mr. Yashiki. If you'll excuse me then. Ouch! Sakamoto grimaces, pressing her fingers to her temple. Hey, you alright? Leave me be. I've been having terrible headaches since this morning. They're targeting her next. This is all your fault. You're... Mumbling invectives at me, Sakamoto hurriedly stumbles out of the faculty room. Because if it's the girls, either one, or if not both, they would target her next because she wants me away from the school. And she'll get her way. At this rate. Jeez. A big sigh escapes my lips. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to investigate the departed. And sometimes the only way I can make progress is by getting the students' cooperation. I shouldn't refrain from asking them. The school will be closing shortly. All students please promptly vacate the school grounds for today. It's finally time for students to leave school. I head back to the infirmary and try to come up with some kind of strategy for tonight. Chuni. Welcome back, Mr. Yashiki. What are you doing here, Abe? School ended a while ago. You better go home now. Goodness, is that just too much? I'm not asking for grand gesticulations of friendship, but it wouldn't hurt you to be a tad bit kinder, you know. After all, I have come all the way here to provide you the information regarding the departed. Come again. The lack of notice and no new pertinent information, I'm pretty desperate. Let's give him a listen for now. I'm listening, tell me more. Before we get to the meat of my report, there's something I'd like to tell you. This would be my final act of assistance. I shall cease pursuing the departed after this. Oh, really? What's of the sudden decision? I saw something with my left eye. I witnessed my own tragic end, assaulted by a terrifying demon with numerous legs. That's actually what the departed looks like now. By demon with numerous legs, I assume you must be referring to some kind of bug. If you wanted to deride me for my cowardice, feel free to do so. And look, going with the bug theme once again, the thing we saw briefly, it looked like a spider. But I won't die if I abandon my pursuit now. My master has also warned me to do so. I'm not going to laugh at you. You've made a wise decision. However, it seems like you have not been afforded the same option. You cannot run from the departed any longer. So this is my parting gift to you as you take another step closer to death. The departed, a name we learned through the notices. However, that sinister name has existed since long before we first heard of it. 100 years ago, before Konohara Academy was even founded, a dark incident occurred on these lands. You gotta stop building schools on dark incident lands. There was a small village called M-Town near Konohara. At some point, residents of M-Town succumbed to an unknown disease one by one. In the end, the village was destroyed and the incident was forgotten. But one of the residents said this before they died. This is the departed's wrath. This is the most valuable information I've ever found. And that's some interesting information. Where'd you learn it? From the former headmaster. He liked to study the school's history during his spare time. When the first notice arrived, I went to him and asked if he knew something. So he told you about the departed's wrath. Yes, that sounded like a mere ghost story to him more than anything. He was a realist. He didn't believe in the departed. If I remember correctly, the headmaster died of a heart attack, didn't he? Yes. If he were still alive, you might have learned more valuable information from him. Right after the departed's notice first arrived, the only person who knew about their past died. Sus. Another convenient coincidence. Well, I shall be going home soon. To tell you the truth, I've been feeling under the weather. Perhaps I'm possessed. Now that I think about it, I've heard similar complaints from a lot of people today. It could just be an outbreak of some disease, but the events of last night suddenly crossed my mind. What if the departed's transformation now gives them the power to not only affect the school, but the humans as well? Or am I overthinking things? Mr. Yashiki, the gruesome death I saw with my left eye also applies to you. What awaits you is an inevitable catastrophe. I hate to see the great spirit doctor lose his life this way. After despondently speaking those words, Abe leaves the room. I guess I'll take that as a sign that he's really worried about me. The sun sets and darkness falls in Konohara Academy. many times have I greeted the night here? Why is the phone ringing now? Hello? Ah, it's me, Michiho Kinukawa. Thank goodness you're still at the school, so I can eat you. What's wrong? Just wanted to ask if you made any progress with your investigation. I'm curious. I'm in front of the school now. Mind coming out? How would you know I'm in the infirmary right now? I don't mind, but we could just talk over the phone. Oh, jeez, it's fine, isn't it? I'll be waiting then. Sakamoto just gave me that warning today. Oh well, I have no choice since I made a promise. Should I head to the main gate now? Everything's red. The lights in the hallway are glowing red. Given the lack of commotion right now, I'm guessing nobody's noticed yet. Oh well, it's pretty hard to miss. Someone's going to notice it sooner or later. Michio is waiting in front of the main gate. The moment she sees me, she rushes over like a puppy. Bark. Good evening, Mr. Yashiki. You look tired today, too. Not surprised, though. How are you feeling? Same old, a bit tired since I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. Never mind that, how's your investigation going? You learn any new facts? Not a lot, but... I tell her about the story of the departed's raft that I heard from Abe. Raft of the Departed? That sounds like something from a fantasy novel. Did the previous headmaster tell you anything? Nope, I wasn't particularly close to him. I'm student council vice president, but I usually just have Hime deal with the teachers. Oh, okay. There's something that's caught my attention. I remember M-Town coming up in one of the cases somehow. Now that you mentioned it, that name does sound somewhat familiar. In which case did the name M-Town show up? Kashima. I recall what happened when we were investigating a slipping off Kashima. Yeah, I feel like I saw that name during slipping off Kashima's investigation. Where did I see the name M-Town? I'm trying to remember what was written on the bus route map I saw. Bingo. One of the bus stops I saw that time was M-Town shop. I immediately let Michio know about. Oh, you're right. You sure have a good memory. If the owner is a descendant of M-Town resident, they might have some documents from the past. I'll try going to the M-Town shop. Sure, let's go there together. Wait a minute. You're coming with me? Of course I am. But don't you have a curfew? No need to worry, Hime can handle it. The door manager trusts her, you know. That's not the issue, though. I don't want to leave you alone. Carrying these burdens all by yourself just seems really tough. Tough, I guess it is. There's Konoe's ultimatum, Sakamoto's hostility, Abe's prediction of death, the departed constantly targeting me, the students I couldn't protect, Diamond unconscious on a hospital bed. My heart is screaming from all the weight it's bearing. I've chosen to close my ears and ignore it. I know I can't help but carry all that heavy baggage, but I can at least help you relax a bit. I'm begging you, I'm not asking for too much. Her kindness tastes as sweet as honey to my exhausted mind. Except, there's a chance she might be the departed. Michio and I climbed into the car parked near the school. M-Town shop isn't too far from here. I parked my car nearby and walked toward the bus stop in front of M-Town shop. Eek, this shop is so creepy. The building is run down and there's no sign of life inside. Doesn't look like anyone actually lives here. We'll find out for sure once we check it out. The brake marks on the road seems like there was a car accident here. Safe driving is important. You should take them to heart, Mr. Yashiki. There's an old mailbox hanging on the wooden wall. When I appear in sight, I find a postcard. I wonder what it's a postcard of. Let's check it out. It's for our investigation. Why are you being so casual about everything? Without responding and before I can tell her to stop, Michio's already got her hand on the mailbox lid. Huh? It's not opening. Is it locked? I don't see any keyhole, though. There's a faded paper of the word morning on it pasted in the glass door. Isn't this a morning notice? I think they hang it on the house and they're supposed to remove it after 49 days. You sure know a lot of strange things, huh? When my grandma died, one of my relatives told me about it. But does that mean someone here passed away sometime in the past 7 weeks? I suppose it would imply that. Kokuwa? You ever said this dusty glass door is pitch black and prevents from seeing inside the store from this vantage point? What's going on here? I hear an eerie male voice coming from inside the shop. There's no bell anywhere around the store. We'll just have to knock on the door to see if there's someone's inside. There's no response. Maybe they're asleep. Let's try it again. Third time's a charm? Still no response. Let's give it one last try. Third time's a charm, right? Yeah. Bah! My head. A scene suddenly flashes before my eyes. And that scene is... centipedes. Of an elderly man lying on the ground of an old store. His head is deformed and swelling to the point of becoming gelatinous. I mean, this is what I thought was the previous one was going to be like. Swarms of centipedes issue forth from his eyes. Bugs. This is... the departed's wrath. But when he stops speaking, his body also stops twitching. All that moves in the dark now are the bugs. I wonder what caused this to happen. I can no longer hear any response coming from his gaping mouth. There's one thing that I'm dead certain about. That he's dead. Is that this was the departed's wrath. What's wrong? I saw what happened. The owner of the shop. He was probably killed by the departed's wrath. I described the vision I just saw to Michio. So the person that was being mourned was that old man you saw then? I guess so, yeah. But they had the mourning notice up, which means they had a funeral. That means his corpse must have been found. That's odd because the other victim's corpse has disappeared. How could that be? Did Kakuro's corpse remain too, though? Maybe there are times when they don't need to get rid of the corpse or something. I don't understand. This is just a guess, but the departed wants to continue this whole little notice game. If there's actually a dead body found at the school, the police will come. There's a chance that the school will be closed and then there won't be any students, so maybe they only discard the corpses at school. But Manabe's body also disappeared, and she didn't die at the school. That one is probably because of you, though. With that corpse in the hospital, the cops probably would have arrested you. That's also not something the departed wants. That actually makes sense, since I'm supposed to be their husband. And this ends my sloppy deduction. Thank you for listening. Although she doesn't think too highly of her reasoning, I have to admit that it does make sense. This corpse was found outside the school and had no ties to me. Therefore, it remained. Why was he cursed, though? I'm not so sure, but maybe it's because he was a descendant of an M-Town resident. M-Town was destroyed by the Departed's wrath. But we don't know what exactly happened there. The wrath still remains and it killed the old man. Mailbox? What was that sound? It came from the mailbox. There's an old mailbox hanging on the wooden wall. When I peer inside, I find a postcard. It doesn't look any different. Maybe I was just hearing things. Just to be sure, I try and open the lid one more time. Like last time, it opens easily. How is this possible? Did something just happen to get caught so the mailbox refused to open? Or was there a trigger or something? Oh well, not like I'm gonna get an answer. Time to see what was locked away. I collect the postcard. It's addressed to M-Town shop, though I have no idea who the sender is. Oh, the sender is the previous headmaster. I flipped the card over and find some words of gratitude written on it. This is obviously some kind of thank you letter from the previous headmaster. Reading the letter more thoroughly, the shop owner apparently donated an old book about M-Town's ritual to the school. An old book about M-Town, huh? Interesting. That the old man was eliminated. It should be in Konohara Academy now. Probably in the library. Although if they considered it to be a valuable item, they might put it away somewhere else for safekeeping. We came this far and that's where the trail leads. So why don't we try looking for it? Let's go to Konohara Academy. I leave M-Town shop and get into the car parked nearby. Car. The trip back to Konohara Academy should only take about 5 minutes if we don't get caught in traffic. Throughout the ride, Michiho only stares blankly at the scenery outside. She was in such high spirits earlier. I wonder what's wrong. Say, Mr. Yashiki, do you have a moment? Michiho calls out to me in a low, subdued voice, as if she were waiting for the right moment to spring something on me. I need your opinion on something. It's related to the departed. Mind if I talk about it? Sure, go ahead. It's about the departed's notices. Do you remember how many notices we've gotten? Including the one that arrived before I came to the school. Correct, way to go. I tried to recall the 6 notices. The first was targeting Ribbon, aka Kyoko Takai. The second one was targeting pianist, Toshihiko Izumi. The third notice was for Naomi Horikoshi, the model. The fourth was for Megumi Manabe Gold Prize. Fifth was for Douryou Michiho, Student Council, and finally the hooligan, Shinichi Kakuda. What about the notices? I want to know what the purpose was for issuing these notices. The departed isn't the spirit who goes around committing horrible acts for fun. They issued these notices with a goal in mind. Ever since the model notice, they've been releasing those notices to test you, their husband. But what about the first 2? Well, now that you've got, curious about it, too. Do you have any ideas? Well, yeah, sorta. If they issued the latter notices as a trial for their husband, I'm guessing that also applied to the first 2. So you're saying there was already a marriage candidate even before I arrived at the school? Yep. If I'm right, who do you think it was? The potential husband before me was... I think so too. Izumi was different from the other victims. Before he was murdered, he said the departed is calling me. I actually heard those last words. Seems like he knew the departed's true identity. Seriously? Who is it? Well, he didn't actually say. But if he really did learn the departed's true identity, he probably was being put on trial. So the first notice really was issued to test Izumi, huh? I guess he was deemed unfit since he abandoned Takai and ran away. Maybe that's why he became the second target. I showed up at Konohara Academy at that time. I don't know what they saw in me, but they chose me as their next potential husband. You didn't run away and actually accepted the challenge. You tried to save those spirits' souls. That cool side of yours must have fit with their image of an ideal husband. Like a story. And that concludes Michiho Kinukawa's deduction. Man, I sure have a good imagination, right? Maybe I can be a novelist or something. To be honest, I'm blown away by the story that Michiho concocted for me. It's as if the Departed themselves is telling me their plans. Ah! I would have never thought that you could piece together their train of thought so well. I'm surprised. Hee hee! Michiho smiles, her fingers playing with her white hair. I suppose it's because that doll was cursed by the Departed. Previously she said she thought the Departed was that female doll. I guess she still stands by that opinion. Somehow I can't understand how they feel. Like when I was possessed by Kashima. The Departed has been longing for an ideal husband for who knows how long. And then they found you. Michiho? I love you. I want to vow to live happily ever after with you. Then I want to... eat you up. You wouldn't be the first one. Just kidding. No, you're not! Come on now. Oh, don't be mad, please. I end up getting carried away when I start acting like the Departed. How was it? Did I freak you out? You nailed it. Oh, really? You're making me blush. We should be arriving at Konohara Academy soon. I open the window and let the cold night air in. I don't think I can bear this indescribable atmosphere. Whoa, why are the lights red? Oh right, I didn't tell you about this. They've been like this since the last night. I think the Departed did this, but I could be wrong. I see. Is this their way of trying to charm you? In what way exactly? Let's see. The Departed thinks you're their ideal husband, right? I mean, it is kind of a romantic atmosphere in a weird way. They do, yeah. This is something I've seen on TV. In Shinto weddings, bonfires and paper lanterns are usually lit at night to illuminate the path of the newlyweds. I figured these lights are their version of that. They're really going all out to perfect every detail of their wedding then. I mean, everything they do is pretty detailed. They issue fancy notices and even blend themselves in with the people in school. But they're having so much fun. I don't doubt that. Among spirits, there are some who feel their greatest pleasure when they're inflicting fear on humans. Supposing an exquisite pleasure that humans cannot comprehend. The Departed might be one of those spirits. It doesn't seem to be causing any harm, so we probably shouldn't pay much attention to it. Let's just ignore it for now. You're a strong one, aren't you? Shall we go to the library then? Why don't you go back to the dorms? It's getting late. Because if she's departed, she wants to know where that ritual paper is. Boo. Don't wanna. Let me take along until the end. I'm curious to know where this leads. But... how about I promise I'll go home once we find the old book? Just let me stay until then. What if I don't want to? Then I'll still tag along. Sheesh. I better find that old book as soon as possible so this curfew-breaking student will head home. The best place to find a book should be the library. There's a large bulletin board here. This is where the first notice was posted. When I moved the papers around, there was a knife damage and some red marks. I wouldn't have had the chance to meet you if it wasn't for the notices. I want to thank the Departed for that. It's very inconsiderate to the victims when you say it like that. Oops, sorry. Nah, they sucked. That's okay. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. How about you? Are you glad you were able to get to know me and Hime? I'm glad. I'm glad. Both of you have helped me a lot. Haha, makes me happy to hear that. I'm not used to being praised so directly like that. I'm feeling a bit embarrassed now. Here, a gift for you. It's a thank you for answering my question. Michio grabs my hand and gives me a small object. Really sus! It's Douryou too. You're gathering these things, aren't you? I picked it up on the way. For some reason, it was in the student council room. Oh, thank you. The night I saved the two of them at the clock tower, I went on about what kind of things related to the case. I remember talking about the lost souls, too. Did we? What is that tooth, by the way? No idea. I only know this thing has some sort of hidden spiritual power. Maybe it's the departed's tooth. Probably. What do these ghosts always want to eat me? Can we just have like a loving relationship? Without the eating? At least the literal eating. This bookshelf is all sorts of encyclopedias and pictorial books. Oh, this is... So the World Beetle Encyclopedia is back, huh? I can see as many beautiful beetles as you want. Michio takes out the book with a stern-looking beetle on the cover. Man, I really can't get out and get enough of this. All of them are just so cute. I guess this is how men must feel when they look at Gravure magazines. I don't know how to reply to that. Like, you see this elven beetle is just adorable. Look at the silhouette in this corner. As Michio is about to show a photo from the book, something falls out. Tooth. Why is that here? And it came from an insect encyclopedia of all things. Are they challenging me? Or you're the departed? Don't ask me. This is the library's checkout counter. There's nothing particularly unusual about it. I've been checking out books related to insects. I recommend World's Weirdest Insects. There's a wooden book storage cabinet with a glass door. It seems to store special books that aren't allowed to leave the school premises. These old books would be considered valuable items. It should be somewhere around here. Michio and I split up to check each book storage section. HC's local documents and old maps are stored together in the school newspaper folder. I skimmed the documents hoping to find anything related to the departed to no avail. I can't seem to find anything that looks like an old book either. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. This book has some information about M-Town. Michio shows me a book titled HC's Local History, which was self-published by the previous headmaster. Issued a year ago, this book apparently was only given to family and close friends. Thinking it might be connected to the case, I write down the bits about M-Town in my notes. Konohara M-Town. Konohara used to be a small town named M. The area where Konohara Kemi currently sits was once M-Town's downtown. M-Town had its own beliefs and customs, so they gradually disappeared following the westernization that occurred during the Meiji period. Furthermore, the plague that occurred at the end of the Meiji era caused a sharp decrease in its population. The survivors all called it the Departed's Wrath, but the autopsies determined it to be cholera. It's still unknown what the Departed refers to, though some speculate it might be tied to the local folklore. 2 earthly deities were enshrined in M-Town. One of them was Mushigami. Ooh, 2. Details regarding the deity are hazy, there are not many traces of M-Town's customs, but it does beg the question, did these people really make an insect their god? White hair is, bugs. Mushigami's shrine was said to be located in the vicinity of Konohara Kemi's old building. Because the shrine was already half ruined when the school was founded, they demolished it to build the old building. When the first Master Genzo Konoe had the shrine demolished, he tried to place a Mushigami in the souls of those who died of the plague. That's how the shrine and the connecting corridor came to be. Centipedes. Both teachers and students might have called it Kukuri Shrine, but that's actually incorrect. It was simply named after the guardian fox of the Mushigami Shrine, which is now standing in the courtyard. Lord Mushigami, huh? What a beautiful name. I want to know their connection to the departed. How should I put this? There are many scary stories where gods punish humans for destroying their shrines. The departed's wrath began before the shrine was destroyed, though. True, but I don't think those things are completely unrelated. Because those who knew about the wrath died one after the other. You see the picture of the talisman over there? I think they had a good taste for choosing centipedes, don't you think so, too? Is the theme Scolopendra subspinate? I don't know. Suspinipes? Michio points at a photo on the edge of the page about the local history. I was talking about the centipedes. It's an old talisman with a centipede drawn on it. Look at the details. This talisman was made at Mushigami Shrine. Apparently the previous headmaster got his hands on it. Centipedes are like high-tier evil animals in Eastern folklore and religion. In M-Town, people believe they could escape danger by putting this talisman on the front of their houses. Why do I feel like I've seen this talisman somewhere before? Now where was it? Oh, that's right. The shrine on the second floor. There are talismans hanging there. But what we found inside the shrine was a petri dish. There wasn't any information related to M-Town. According to the book, that shrine was built to replace M-Town's Mushigami Shrine. So what are the disaster prevention talismans doing hanging in a shrine that's been around for so long? Were they that afraid of the Mr. Kokuri rumors or something? I just remembered. I saw that talisman before. Michio, who's peering at the book beside me, speaks up. The shrine in the connecting corridor, right? I'm surprised she shook her head in disagreement. Where'd you see it then? Over there. I was completely confused at the time, but I saw that talisman with my own eyes. A place where she was completely confused. Don't tell me she saw that talisman at. Clock tower. Exactly. When both Hime and I were on the ground, I saw that talisman. Why don't we go inspect the clock tower? It's locked, though. It was open that time, no? I mean, it's already nighttime, so who knows? Maybe it's open again. It might be indeed. It doesn't make any logical sense, but I'm still willing to believe in that slim chance. Let's go to the clock tower. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hello? Oh, what's up, Hime? I'm helping Mr. Yashiki right now. We're gonna go to the clock tower. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Mr. Yashiki's here with me, so we'll be fine even if the departed shows up. Don't be mad, Hime. I promise I'll be home in 30 minutes. Cover me in the meantime. Whew, Hime is mad. I mean, she's always kind of irritated by my actions, but she doesn't usually scold me. She's worried about you. I guess so, but I bet she's also worried about you, too. She likes you, you know. Enough with that nonsense, please. No, I have proof, alright. Hime's always been well-behaved, but she's totally ignored all Miss Sakamoto's warnings. You know why? Because she's really giving her all for you. You think so? Absolutely. Please treat her well. The master statue of the Guardian Fox stands here. It's darkened, which gives me the impression it's been here for quite some time. Now that I think about it, what was the voice I heard before? What's wrong, Mr. Yashiki? You look troubled. Oh, actually. I talk about the strange voice I heard when I prayed for the girl's safety. She prayed for Hime and I. Thank you. She flashes a grin at me. I'm tickled. Do you think that voice might be the voice of the Inari? Maybe they think you're a teacher who deeply cares for his students, so they're granting your wish. The voices sounded way too ominous for that, though. But I did obtain a lost soul that should help me with the investigation. I can't help but think that was Inari helping me out. It's intriguing for some reason. Alright, let's give it a try. Try what? Try thinking about me and make another wish. Who knows, maybe you'll hear something. Why don't you give it a try? Sure, let's give it a try. Nice, I love an inquisitive teacher. Close your eyes, concentrate, and make a wish. I closed my eyes as Michiho said. I clasped my hands to make a wish in my mind. I hope Michio and Douryou will always be safe. All of a sudden I hear the sound of something. That was... Mr. Yashiki fell from the fox. Michio gives me an item. Tooth. It's near a tooth. It really worked. Yeah. I didn't hear any voice though. I wonder why. Notice that the teeth also have like the little fungus growing out of them. So the fox Lakata might actually literally be traced back to the departed. Once again I arrive at this place. I recall the story I heard from Douryou this evening. During summer break, Douryou and Michio discovered the doll the first headmaster put in here. Is it here? So I asked, swallowing down my saliva. My mind is screaming that I am in grave danger, and should not take one step closer. That pelican. Michio doesn't seem to hear it. I really am the only one who can hear it. The bell stops ringing. What's wrong? Nothing. Let's go. It's open. How? This is our chance. Let's use this chance to solve the mystery of the clock tower. Yeah, sure. I step into the clock tower. The unpleasant smell of dampness and mold hits my nostrils immediately. Wait outside, Michio. I'm coming with you. I'm not scared at all. No, I want you to keep an eye on the door. If I get locked up in here, things will get really bad. Oh, okay. I'll keep the exit safe for you. Be careful. Michio leaves the clock tower.
Yoshi.
Yush. An old Western-style cabinet with several talismans pasted on it. What do you know? Michio was telling the truth. Let's take a closer look. There's a drawing of a centipede on the talisman, just like in the photo from the book. These talismans seem to be sealing something sinister inside. However, a plank is preventing me from opening the door. I need to get rid of it first. A mannequin without limbs has always been closed. Scary. A dusty stone floor. As I look close, I can see something resembling his tooth stuck in the gutter. Yow! Kill? Who was that? I blurt out the question. But there's no reply. The silent darkness is the only thing accompanying me in here.
Yoshi.
There's a large wooden box against the wall. I peer inside to find a crowbar and a wrench. I can use these to get rid of the plank. Hang on. I know something and look around the room. I don't see any more stairs to climb. This is the top floor. But there's no altar anywhere. The female doll was placed on an altar. That's what Douryou told me. The same story in the school newspaper. So why isn't there an altar anywhere near? Sus. Ow. Shut up! Despite my pleading yells for the unknown entity to stop their oral torture, the voice continues on. It feels like there are insects crawling inside my head as it drones on and on. Kill you, said. What do you want me to kill? Goes on floor. I can get the tube out with one to get with this tool. Take aim, swing down. Two. Kevin the Talisman paste on it. I used the crowbar to remove the plank before getting rid of the talismans. Then open the door. There's an old book inside. M-Town's private records is written on the cover. Is this the old book we're searching for? This is written in a peculiar ancient script. It'll take me some time to decipher the content. Shite, the headache's getting worse. But I have to read this. This must be where the part's secret. What is happening? Suddenly the letters turn red. Not good. Red, bright red. I can't read the book like this. Tell me what's written here. I think it says kill. We're down to 1 health, by the way. Do you want me to kill someone that badly? But who? Dear husband, you are nothing but fingers. Are you the departed? Did you eat kokuri? This is neither a dream nor a hallucination. The part really has transformed. Dear husband, what are you going to do this time? Where's white-haired girl? Where's Michiho, by the way? Haven't seen him in the same place at the same time yet. Thank you for the food. Don't tell me you ate Michiho. Kill who? You killed so many people already. What the hell do you want me to kill? The departed is clearly a monster. I don't want to get close to it. What should I do? Try throwing the wrench near the departed's feet. They managed to intimidate them. The wrench hit the departed's feet instead of hitting the floor near their feet. Something about the departed's scream earlier seems strange to me. It's like the attack is working. It sounded like a young girl. I want to believe I made the right choice. Kill me? They just say kill. They keep whispering the same word over and over. Are they telling me to kill the departed or what? Does the departed want me to kill them? This doesn't feel right. But now I should try defending myself with the crowbar. I strike for my defense as I watch the depart warily. But then the depart moans and they sound rather mournful. Why would they do that? Are things not going as they expected? Did I make the right choice? What are you gonna do to me, you bastard? The area voice has sent the world greeting on the inside. I'm so dizzy I can't even tell if I'm still standing. My head is killing me. Darkness shrouds my vision. All I can hear are the departed's murmurs. They want me to kill so badly. I feel this indescribable, overwhelming urge to kill. My consciousness is fading. Why? Why is she? On the floor. This can't be happening. Bugs. There's a large swarm of bugs. The bloody body is covered in bugs. You heard my wish, dear husband. You killed she who was close to you. Thank you, dear husband. Don't tell me. No, I'm still not fully believing this. I was controlled by the departed. Then I I flee from the clock tower. I run out aimlessly with the crowbar in hand. I was being controlled, and I attacked the spirit in front of me. But it wasn't a spirit, it was Michiho, even though my eyes saw the departed. Here's another theory. Michiho wants to be attacked. Like, it's a two-person entity, because the whole multi-phase thing, but not all of them agree of doing what they're doing. We'll see. Mr. Yashiki, what's going on? What are you doing with that bloody crowbar? Quoted Freeman. Douryou, why are you here? I was worried since Michiho hasn't come home yet. Where is she? What happened, Mr. Yashiki? At the clock tower, I was controlled by the departed. I attacked her with this crowbar. Huh? No way. I'm going to go check. Douryou rushes over to the clock tower. We know the departed might still be in there. I can't stop her from rushing inside. She returns after a while. She looks as motionless as a wax statue. Her eyes are red and swollen. I saw her. She just stares at me, shell-shocked. She doesn't even cry or lash out at me. Her mind can't even process what she should do. Mr. Yashiki, what are you going to do now? No, it's too late. She's not breathing. She has no pulse. I don't think they'll believe you if you tell them you were being controlled by the departed. They'll arrest you, and if that happens, you won't be able to pursue the departed anymore. I understand why you'd want to connect the headmaster, but given the situation, I don't know if he'd be willing to help you. Douryou, what do you want me to do? Huh? Can I ask you to decide for me, please? It's a cowardly move, I know, but I also fear my own judgment now. I'm still under the departed's control. Mr. Yashiki. Got it. After a long silence, Douryou nods her head. She opens her mouth again right after. Hold me, Mr. Yashiki. Once Douryou is settled on the course of action, she quickly regains her composure. I'm still stunned, but she immediately grabs my hand and drags me out of Konahara Academy. Can you drive? Yeah. We better head to your home first and come up with a plan there. Douryou takes the passenger seat as I drive my car back to Kujo Mansion. To the right, I can tell her about what happened earlier. Even though I struggle to find the words and need to pause several times, Douryou pushes me and manages to get through my recap. Once we arrive in the mansion, I take off my sweat-soaked shirt and take a hot shower. Or in Douryou's words, I warm my body up and calm my mind down. Her firm attitude and language remind me of my late sister. My sister often tried to whip me into shape and scold me for being lazy. I put on a new shirt and slacks. I may have washed off the blood, but there's no way to cleanse the bloody truth. I'm coming in. I look much better now. Yeah. Thanks for your help. Oh, please. Why are you helping me? I was being controlled, but it doesn't change the fact that I killed. Supposedly. Can you please stop? I know you didn't do it of your own will. Weren't you finding the departed? That's what I thought. But it turned out it wasn't the departed. Mr. Yashiki. If you truly care for Michio, then please avenge her. That's what I wish, and I'm sure Michio would feel the same. I want to do that, but there's a corpse in the clock tower. If someone discovers it, then it'll be fine. It's on school grounds and the departed is involved. Her corpse should disappear. She might be right. The departed probably doesn't want me to be arrested and barred from the school grounds. They're as cunning as a human. Everything that's happened so far is probably all part of their master plan. As long as both of us keep this quiet, he won't be suspected of murder. So you're saying you want us to continue the investigation while keeping Michio's death a secret? Exactly. I'll never forgive you if you say you want to run from the departed now. Douryou levels a determined gaze at me. I can see black flames burning in her eyes. She's really pissed off at the departed. Maybe granting the wishes of the girl whose best friend I accidentally killed is the best way for me to atone for my actions. I'm begging you. Please hunt down the departed. Yeah, don't do that one. Thank you. Let me help you out. Please avenge Michio. Douryou falls into my arms. Michio. Why? Douryou sobs deeply into my chest. This must have broken her. A girl who lost her best friend and now feels like she's been left all alone in this world. This wound will never heal. If there's one reason I'm still on this earth, it must be that I'm intended to bring an end to this cursed case and bring her some relief. Interesting chapter. This song is... Ah! Good morning. Did you get some good sleep? No, I was just spacing out. I couldn't sleep at all. I don't trust anyone singing. And I should be more surprised if you could, given what happened. I know, right? Oh yeah, are you hungry? I made a light breakfast using the stuff I found in your kitchen. Sorry for not asking you first. Eat it. Thanks, Douryou. I'll eat it. No problem. Sorry that's just all I can do. But at least I can help in a small way. I eat brunch together with Douryou. I've been in very bad shape due to a combination of lack of sleep and fatigue. Even chewing this food is a chore for me. But I managed with Douryou. And lastly, I forced myself to gulp down some coffee. So bare minimum, she's definitely the departed. If they're not both the departed, okay? Bare minimum, she is. Douryou stayed in the guest room last night. I figured things would turn out bad if she wasn't at her dorm in the morning, when I asked her about it. She said she already received permission to stay out by lying that one of her relatives had collapsed. It's a lie that only someone who had the trust of the dorm manager would be able to get away with. By the way, yesterday you said you found an old book in the clock tower. What happened to that book? Oh, I'm not gonna show you. Is what I would say if I was smart. I pick up the old book that's been sitting on my desk. It's just an ordinary book written in ordinary black letters. There's no signs of the word kill in bright red text like I saw yesterday. Must have been another one of the departed's illusions just for me. Can you read it? I can skim through it, but it'll be hard for me to fully understand without time and research. It's gonna turn out that Michiho was the nicer part of the departed. And they've just been eliminated, so the departed can go full evil. But it's related to the departed, so we've got no choice but to read it, right? So we try our best to decipher it. My grades in classic literature are pretty good. I'm confident I can be of some help. Let's give it a shot, then. And where Michiho said that thing about, like, oh, if what's her name, Douryou, turned out to be the departed, would you be able to kill her? Douryou and I put our heads together and try to make some sense out of the old book. However, my adult and wearied mind is unable to focus. I don't feel like I'm making much progress. I bet Douryou is feeling the same. She almost dozes off in her seat. Despite our less than stellar efforts, we managed to learn some new things. In the past, M-Town apparently used to worship two gods. Two gods, Douryou and Michiho. The first one was Lord Mushigami, who's mentioned in the local lore, and the other was Lord Kabigami. Furthermore, M-Town had a special wedding ceremony tied to those two gods. And the name of that ceremony was the Departed's Wedding.
7章死人の嫁入り
I look at the clock and realize it's already evening. Out of the blue, my phone rings. Pangs of guilt hit me, and I hesitate to pick it up the phone. Maybe it's the police, who knows? Maybe Michiho's body was found and the cops received a report. So it might have been seen us together when we were heading to M-Town's shop. So try to be Michiho. Are you not gonna pick it up? No, I will. I have no choice but to face the music. Hello? Okay, no. I was waiting for that twist. It's me, Konoe. Come to the school immediately. I will brook no disagreement. That's an order from your client. Konoe's strong words are matched by an unusually strong and assertive tone of voice. Sure thing. That's quite sudden, though. Can you at least tell me what's so important? I believe you must already have an idea. It's about Kinukawa. I can feel my heart pounding loudly. Kinukawa. I'd like to hear the details directly from you. I'll be waiting here. Make it quick. Mr. Yashiki, You look really pale. The headmaster wants to talk about Michiho with me. What? You're kidding. But how? Her corpse should have disappeared. I'll be going to Konohara Academy. Then I will also. You stay here, Douryou. The situation will only get worse if you show up at school when you're supposed to be staying at your ill relative's place today. Understood. Be very careful, Mr. Yashiki. I dragged my exhausted body to the garage. Where's Mashito when you need him? What should I do? Maybe I fooled Douryou. But the moment Mr. Konoe said the name Kinukawa, my body's been trembling. Calm your ass down, Kazuo Yashiki. You don't know what's going to happen. Keep your head in the game. I slide in the car and take another deep breath. And then I slowly turn the ignition key. The chime rings when I arrive at Konohara Academy. It seems like I arrived just as class ended. The school looks the same as always, with no cops or media in sight. Which means her corpse hasn't been found yet. Why does Mr. Konoe want to talk to me about Michiho then? What was that? With classes having just ended, students begin to exit the new building. However, everyone looks exhausted. I don't feel any of the usual joy that you expect from students at the end of the school day. But more disturbing than that. Okay, that's pretty bad. Strange-looking apparitions are roaming around the school. Nobody has noticed their presence, so I doubt they can even see them. The number of apparitions I can count is roughly equal to the number of students. It's not just one or two. And the apparitions all look the same. Like a spirit with giant insectoid legs and human face. The spirits are simply clinging to the students without doing anything. Though I have a feeling that they must be the reason the students look so pale and lethargic. I can understand that they're being possessed by those spirits, but why is it happening now all of a sudden? What do you think is happening now? I don't know. The departed transformed into a spider leg demon? The entire school's coated in red? Was a wedding happening? Somehow I managed to restrain myself from making any surprised noises. Attracting attention here will only make me look suspicious. First of all, I need to get an idea of what the situation is. What in the world? All the students and teachers I passed my window infirmary. Every single one of them had a spirit clinging to their back. Wait, is it the same for me too? I don't think so, because you're the groom. I walk toward the wash basin in the corner of the infirmary. But when I look into the mirror, there are no spirits clinging to my back. I'm the only one who doesn't have one. Is this also the departed's doing? What should I do? My mind becomes a swirling miasma of confused thoughts and muddled emotions. Even if I were to try and explain the situation to them, I'm the only one who can see these spirits, so nobody would ever believe me. Abe would. Shit! This is bad. I'm completely out of ideas. But staying here is pointless. I should make a move. Mr. Konoe is waiting for me in the faculty room. May as well get this over with. When I enter the faculty room, Mr. Konoe is already there with an exhausted look on his face. There's a spirit clinging to his back, though he doesn't seem to notice it either. Yep. You finally arrived. Let's get on with it already. My body's feeling even more leaden than it was yesterday. I do recall that he mentioned feeling worn down yesterday as well. If this fatigue is being caused by these vengeful spirits, that means he may have already been possessed back then. Does the fact that I can see these spirits mean that the departed is getting even stronger? What's wrong? You seem like you're not quite looking at me. Oh, no, nothing. There are things he's better off not knowing. I'll just keep this quiet and not alarm him any more than I need to. So what's this about Kinukawa? Oh, right. She left the dorm yesterday and hasn't returned. Do you happen to know anything about that? Don't know. Well, I've got no idea what happened to her. After the promise I made with Douryou, this is the only way I can possibly respond. Alright. Just remember, if you cause some sort of incident, it will reflect poorly upon me as well, since I'm the one who hired you. But this is a matter of the student's safety we're talking about here. If you're hiding something from me, I won't forgive you. Okay. Should I be honest with him since it involves Michiho's safety? If I was so, it's too late already. Telling him won't help anyone's safety. If we truly don't know anything about it, then we'll handle it from here. I suppose we should contact her family. These types of situations are frankly a struggle without Sakamoto around to handle them. Is Mr. Sakamoto not here today? Yes, and she didn't even call in. It's very unlike her. I wouldn't say anything if she just weren't feeling well. Everyone falls ill sometimes. But her absence has been troubling me since I found this thing on my desk. Here, read it. He hands you 5 sheets of paper bound together with a paper clip. It looks like a write-up to me. As soon as I read the first page, I groan. This is basically a formalized complaint against Kazuo Yashiki, the temporary teacher. The paper is a laundry list of reasons why I'm unfit to be a teacher at this hallowed institution. Then no one surprised my unnatural close relationship with 2 members of the student council is primary concern. Who cares about all that? Read the last page. What's this now? The 5th page is different from the others. The other pages were written with a stern, diligent hand. This page is inked with a sloppy, disconcerting handwriting. The voice keeps in my head. They keep calling, they don't stop. I will soon die. So I want to save my life. Go to a small room deep in the darkness. Goodness at long last. Fox Mushigami Kamigami. Yeah, no, it's not Sakamoto. That 100% confirms it's not her. I mean, we've already kind of leaned that way for a while, at least I have, but... What the hell is this? Mushigami and Kapigami. It's the names of the 2 gods mentioned in the old M-Town book. This can't be a coincidence. How could Sakamoto have written this? My suspicion is that Sakamoto might actually be spiritually sensitive. A voice echoing in their head, guiding them a step closer to death, reminds me of something. That's right. Izumi said something similar before he died. Here's another little layer twist. If Sakamoto is dead, okay, there is a chance that the body that was killed in the building was Sakamoto, and then the departed is just using like a, illusionary ghost magic. Yeah, because here we know that Izumi was a potential for the departed as far as like a groom. So for some reason, if you're directly targeted by the departed and they don't want to like marry you, like that's what happens. Perhaps Sakamoto is also being targeted by the departed. But why would Sakamoto? Why, you're asking? Don't you even realize it? You keep asking why, always why. Isn't your entire job to investigate that? It's because of your slowness and incompetence that we have these mounting casualties. I'll give him credit in the sense that, Yashiki, like I said, Mashido's right. Yashiki has just been really distracted during this whole case. Like, he only started really investigating the departed now, and he hasn't really been looking in the backstory of anyone except for, like, the victims he fails to save. There's a Konoe raises his voice and glowers at me. Does a normally mild-mannered person lashing out that much? Is this because of the curse, or is he just that stressed? People's lives are at stake here. We've had students perish already. Don't use your unprofessionalism as an excuse. Results are all that matter. It's entirely your fault that things have turned out this way. Have I made myself clear, Yashiki? Right. I'm stunned speechless myself. Mr. Konoe lets out a sigh and his shoulders droop. My grandfather found in this school. I must protect it. I've been working so hard to do that. My heart feels like it's breaking now. Mr. Konoe. The only thing I desire now is your report telling me this case has been resolved. I don't want to let fritter away any more time having this conversation. You are dismissed, Yashiki. The school will be closing shortly. All students please promptly vacate the school grounds for today and don't forget your cockroach ghost. As much as I want to inspect the clock tower, the door is locked in the evening. I'll wait in the infirmary until the sun sets. I go back to the infirmary and wait until nightfall. So right now I'm kind of like in this state of like, I'm like a space marine right now, right? Where for the most part, I don't think the game's gonna surprise me. It's gonna, I'm looking forward to seeing which fear I have is confirmed, essentially, but it's like, you can't ambush a space marine, you just confirm his suspicions, right? Except for Yashiki. Yashiki's been pretty, like, dopey this entire time. And that's because Mashito's not around. Without Mashito, Mashiki's like, he's dumb. Well, he's not dumb, but in Deathmark 1, Mashito was kind of like the brains that really carried him in a lot of the chapters. It's time to head out. Will the door to the clock tower be open? A knock. Who's here at this hour? Just because she has a cockroach on her doesn't mean we can roll her out. Mr. Yashiki. Douryou enters the room, spirit clinging to her back. That wasn't their back at Kujo Mansion. Did it appear once she came to Konohara Academy? Or is it because of the time? More mysteries are piling up and none of them are being solved. Why are you here, Douryou? I snuck in since I thought you'd be the only one here at this time. I'm a real delinquent now. Why'd you come here? You're going to go to the clock tower, right? I'll tag along. No, I can't let you. I'm not going to have a review of what happened to Michiho. I didn't ask you for permission. I'm tagging along whether you like it or not. It isn't just about you. It's also affecting me. Douryou. Is this the first time we've really had a good look at her stat? I don't like that random smile. HP's the same as ours. Strength is actually pretty high. Intelligence is higher. Dexterity's a little lower. Spiritual power is lower. Favorite novel. Can be commonly found in used bookstores. She prefers to feel the old book to a newer edition. Doesn't really tell me much. Whoa, jump scare. And it's the new departed. The light illuminating the ground is reflecting off something. I bent over and pick it up. Tooth. So I found myself here once again. A clock tower with a clock that has stopped moving. Inside this tower Michiho is. Let's go, Mr. Yashiki. Yeah. The door's half open. That means we can go inside. Makes you feel like this is a departed's work. Are you sure about this, Douryou? I can hear the sounds of Douryou trying to steal herself. What's going through her mind right now? Tension, or is it fear? In any case, her gaze is fixed forward. I'm ready. Alright, let's go. Ah. There's no trace of Michiho's corpse in the clock tower. There's nothing left on the floor. There's neither traces of blood nor the giant insects. Mr. Yashiki, I knew it. The departed disposed of her corpse. Or you guys are the departed and she just got up and left. I guess so, yeah. Michiho, Standing on her feet, Douryou walks toward the area where Michiho collapsed. She then turns around to me and begins to speak. Michiho was the best friend I ever had. She might have seemed selfish to you, but she was actually a really caring person. Even when she decided to be the student council vice president, she only did it to help me out. She didn't even really want to be a student council member. Were you two friends for a long time? Yes, we were friends even before we entered kindergarten. Our parents are close. Both of us are only children, so we became friends quickly. Because both of us wanted to have siblings, we often played sisters. I played the stubborn, fussy older sister, while she'd be the sloppy yet kind younger sister. She continues rambling until her voice gradually fades. I bet even Douryou herself has no idea what she's saying right now. It's not the time for action. It's time to just be there for her and listen, and I nod silently. I shared everything with Michiho. My hobbies, future dreams, the troubles I hid from other people, even my crush. No! Listen to me, Mr. Yashiki. Michiho loved you. What? Did you realize her feelings? Vaguely. I knew it. She's usually pretty direct when it comes to showing her feelings. It's only been a few weeks since we first met. Time is relevant. It's all about the event that made her fall for you. What event? Didn't you compliment her hair before? She believed it was fate that there was someone who could see our curse other than the two of us. But I'm a teacher and she's a student. So you think that's weird? Yeah, it's not very common. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Douryou. 5 years ago at this school, there was a tragic love story between a teacher and his students. She must be referring to Rei Kashima and Sosuke Hirose from the art club. She probably heard it from Michiho. Love can bloom on the battlefield regardless of your situation. It doesn't matter whether the love is accepted or not. Love, I might be insensitive at times, but I think I understand the kind of love Douryou is talking about. It's a feeling young girls often consider precious. However, I'm an adult and a teacher, albeit a temporary one. Though they might think they have adult feelings, Michiho and Douryou are children at the end of the day. Or they might be ghosts. It's my responsibility to keep them that way, but they might be older than me. I can't accept those feelings, Douryou. Is that so? I'm relieved to hear that. You're still the same as ever. A teacher who harbors romantic feelings for their student is the worst. Douryou gives me a mischievous smile. Was this some kind of test? It's not like I want you to accept her feelings. I just want you to recognize Michiho's love. I think that's what she'd want too. Douryou. Her love remained a bud until the end. It never had a chance to bloom. But now that you finally realize her feelings, I believe maybe her soul can rest a bit easier. Thank you, Mr. Yashiki. What are we going to do now? Find out who the departed is, obviously. In order to do that, we need to decipher the old book we found here. So let's go back to the infirmary. I'm sure we can decipher it if we both give it our best. It's not like we have a choice anyway. However, even with both of us, it'll take some time to decipher the content of the book. I wish there was a better way to do this. Used to be a board blocking the door. I didn't have time to check it before. Let's give it a look now. Open the door and inspect every spots beside the upper shelf where the old books are stored. Everything is basically junk like a moldy mirror, a white mask, and some worm-eaten fabric. Huh. If they only had been preserved properly, they might be valuable antiques. I found a familiar item among the junk. Tooth. By the way, Douryou, you said you and Michiho saw an altar where the doll was placed in the clock tower, right? But I don't see an altar anywhere. Yes, I'm surprised myself. There was definitely an altar when we came here. A likely story. This is strange. Were they hallucinating or something? I don't think that's the case because the altar was also mentioned in the school newspaper. It's absurd to think they were all hallucinating. In that case, it may have been something caused by the departed. No one knows which is the real clock tower. The clock tower we're in now or the one you saw before with the altar. Large wooden box, use item inside here to... Mr. Yashiki, you have to focus on your investigation or else we will fail. Yeah, I know. There's a small item lying in the corner of the box. Tooth.
Yoshi, いけそうだ.
Hey, Yashiki. A familiar voice greets me when I enter the infirmary. Mashita, the only competent one? So you're actually here, huh? Credit where credit is due. You were right, Hang. And I guess you're competent also, but in a spiritual sense. You can always trust my intuition. Mashita, Yasuoka. I called Kujo Mansion, but no one answered. I got worried, Yashiki. Tch, you really caused us trouble. I can see spirits on their backs, too. Are these spirits attaching themselves to everyone who enters the school grounds, not just those who attend Konohara Academy? Judging by the awful look on your face, something must have happened. Spill it. Now. About that. Don't do that, Mr. Yashiki. If you tell them, You must be Douryou, the student council president. Please trust us. Yashiki is our friend. We won't betray him. Yashiki is already a jumbled pile of misdemeanors. Trespassing, theft, traffic violations, some more theft. Can't count them all on my fingers. I'm not going to be surprised by anything that comes out of his damn mouth, so stop wasting my time and spit it out already. Fine, I'll talk. I want to bring an end to this case no matter what it costs me, and I need your help. I tell them everything that happened last night, and I don't hide a single thing. The Departed's Raft, the old book we found at the clock tower. The fact that I killed Michiho, Douryou helping me out, and the spirits I've been seeing on everyone since this morning. You must be kidding me. To think you'd kill someone. Don't blame him for that. He was controlled by the Departed. Insanity or not, murder is still murder. Article 199, a person who kills another person is punished by the death penalty or life imprisonment or for a definite term of no less than 5 years. I'd slap the cuffs on you myself if I had him with me. I can see that. Let me just say one thing. The law only applies if the victim is human. What do you mean by that? Oh, come on, stop playing dumb. You know damn well what I mean. There was a definite chance Michiho Kinukawa was the departed. Well, what are you going on about now? See, I told you, Mashita's the only one that thinks about this stuff. There's no way Michiho was... You think there's no way? She's pretty suspicious to me. Doesn't her unnatural attachment and affection for you remind you of the departed? Please stop. How dare you talk about her love like that? You better watch your mouth too, Himiko, Douryou. You're also a suspect. Both of you have something in common with the way you approach Yashiki. Enough! You're being so cruel! Douryou glares at Mashita, her shoulders trembling. She's going to lunch him at any moment now. Calm down, Douryou. I'll deal with him. Understood. Yashiki, here's my suggestion for you. Investigate Michiho Kinukawa. determine whether or not she was really the departed. But Michio is already. Even if her corpse is gone, the evidence remains. Search her room. You might find clues about the departed there. Where did she live? The dormitory near the school. She's in the same dorm as you, right? Yes. It's a good thing we have someone who knows about the dorm of us. Will you help us out? Mr. Yashiki, are you telling me you suspect Michio? I suspect both of you. No, of course I don't suspect her. No, I'm only doing this to prove her innocence. Understood. I'll cooperate since I believe she's innocent. Thanks, Douryou. Hey, Yashiki. You mentioned seeing vengeful spirits. Yes, in fact, there's also one on your back. I guess this must be why I've been feeling weird ever since yesterday. I wonder if the reason only you can see them is because you're the departed's groom. What are they, anyway? The embodiment of the departed's curse, most likely. Might be a result of their transformation, with the red lights in the school. Perhaps they all look the same because they were born from the same curse. It's not totally impossible, but the fact that the spirits are part human, part insect definitely raises some questions. Considering one of the Japanese characters composing the name Lord Mushigami means insect, I wonder if there's a connection. The deities of M-Town and the Departed, they really might be connected in some way. What will happen if we just let them be? I don't know for certain, but I have a prediction. Those who are possessed by spirits will grow progressively weaker before they eventually die. I've witnessed it several times. No way. So everyone will die at this rate. Is there anything we can do to avoid it? Considering the number of spirits, performing an exorcism is out of the question. Our only hope is to exterminate the leader of the spirits, the departed. They're the cause of this disaster. And once they're gone, everything will go back to normal. Things have gone from worse to horrible at the blazing speed. The damage has spread. But our mission remains unchanged. There's something I'd like to ask you, Yasuoka. I take the old book from my bag. Can you help us decipher this book? It's a book about M-Town, a formerly inhabited area near here. Maybe it can also tell something about the departed. Can you read it? You're really well versed in these sorts of things. Sure, I'll do my best. I'll try to decipher as much of the book as I can until you all return. Shall we head over to the student dormitory? It's just across from the bus stop in the front of the school. There's a bench of paint peeling on every corner. I even see some crushed bugs in the seat. I wish they'd clean this place. Huh? What's that? Douryou seems to have noticed something. There's something on the ground near the bench. Toof. We go on the road to finally reach the dorm. But the front door is locked, not surprising given that's already past curfew. The back door might be open. The door manager's a bit sloppy sometimes, she often forgets to lock the door. Douryou's right, the back door is open. See? I told you. We'll be in trouble if we get caught. Let's hurry. Fortunately for us, the dorm entrance is empty when we get there, like my soul. Thank goodness the manager isn't here. I thought she stayed behind with Michio's disappearance and all. Looks like she went home at her regular time. Wow, what a loyal employee. Should we look for the key to Michio's room? The manager has a duplicate, so we'll be fine as long as we find that. A row of mailboxes. Based off the number of mailboxes I see, this student dormitory is quite big. This is the administration office where the dorm manager works. The key should be around here. Please wait a minute, I'll take a look. Douryou enters the administration room. I'm the only one in the entrance now. This is bad. If a student happens to come in at this moment, I'm not gonna have any good explanation. Not only did I barge in here without permission, but this is the female dormitory. There's no justification for me being here. Come on, get back here soon. My impatience is starting to grow. But then Douryou appears, granting my wish. In her hand is a key with a label attached. Found it. This is the key to Michiho's room. So it was that easy to find, huh? This dorm sure is unsafe. Easy access to keys, and the back door isn't even locked. The key was in a sturdy case with a combination lock. I only know the combination because Michiho told me. Why did Michiho know it? She snooped on the manager once when she was entering and memorized it. She didn't intend to do anything bad with it, though. Probably. Goodness. This should get us into Michiho's room. Her room is on the 4th floor. Let's take the elevator. I'm actually curious about your room, if anything. There's an elevator in front of me. It's not a very big one. Probably can only fit 4 or 5 people tops. Let's go to the 4th floor. That's a very specific detail to tell us. Because you can't tell what it is, right? Like, you see the elevator. Once we arrive on the 4th floor, I let Douryou lead us down to the hallway. We come to a stop in front of the door with the number 402 on it. This is Michiho's room. The moment Douryou opens the door, I duck into the room. Frug. I turn the light to reveal the whole room. It's just a single room. I only see one bed here. I just sort of assume you'd be sharing a room since this is a student dormitory. It's not really common, but yes, all the rooms are here are single rooms. A little curious. For someone who's really into bugs, there's nothing but frogs here. The real Michiho has been dead. Well, now that I know this room only has a single occupant, that means that anything I see here is a reflection of Michiho's personality. This doesn't look like a room that a terrifying spirit like the Departed would live in. I'm going to see what I can find. Just wait here. Or you tricked me and you took me to a room that's not Michiho's. I shall leave the investigating to you. It's kinda sus. Because I'm only seeing frogs here, not bugs. Aside from the small frog decorations, there's also a plastic fish tank on the shelf. Inside the tank is a dead frog. Because it died on top of a dry stone, its body's completely shriveled up. It's bone dry. See? The frog has been dead for a while. Well, at least a day or two. But I think the implication is supposed to be like, someone has been taking care of it. Bring the little one. Frog drives away. Bugs. Ah. A whisper suddenly invades my mind. This isn't the first time I've experienced this. A strange voice is speaking to me. Bring the little one, frogs drive away bugs. And they're telling me to bring this dead frog somewhere. Frogs are always a positive thing for the most part in, East. Contrast to damn centipedes. For what reason, I wonder to myself. But the voice in my head never gives me an answer. Sitting here and waiting for an answer will get me nowhere. What you do is make a decision. And I've always chosen to follow the guidance of the Spirit's whisper. Here's the other thing. That you know Michiho's at least not human. Is because Mashita said, like, I'm gonna arrest you if she turns out to be human when this is all over. And it's like, well, we can't get arrested, we're the main character. It could be a bad ending where we get arrested, but who knows, maybe this frog has some kind of spiritual power. Free frog.
Yosh.
Yosh. The dress is most likely filled with clothing. There's a stuffed frog doll on the top. Should I check her drawers too, just in case? I hesitated a bit and I realized there are bigger issues in decorum at play here. Inside the drawers are Michiho's casual clothes. These clothes reveal that she didn't appear to care overly much about fashion. And some of the clothes are very similar to one another. I also inspect the backs just to be sure, but I don't find anything hidden on them. When I close the drawer, something falls down to the ground. Tooth. Now this is another thing, the Departed... I think the tooth are only with the Departed's bin. And Michiho also gave us a tooth when we, like, complimented her. Moe said lost souls are often seen in places near spiritual disorders. So why is this thing here then? You know why. Just confirming. You're just confirming my suspicions. You can't ambush me. You can't ambush me. You just confirm my suspicions. It's rather curious to find it here, though it's too early to use this as evidence against Michiho. Even if the storm is cursed, we can't just assume that Michiho was the cause of it. Her room is literally frogs, and she walks around town with bug charms and loves bugs. And then frogs hate bugs. Well, they eat them. A mattress sits atop a typical pipe bed frame, and there's a stuffed frog doll sitting by the pillow. She only has a light blanket on the bed. Does she not get cold at night? There's a large poster of a loving frog mom and for a frog child. A calendar with a frog drawing is hanging on the wall. It's already October, but the calendars remain in August. Told you. The original Michiho was killed. She'd been, like, walking in her skin. It's a small refrigerator for a single person. There are a few bottles of soda inside. There's a thin layer of dust on the desk, along with a notebook. Froggy Log Free is written on the cover. And the title suggests the notebook is all about a frog it seems she was caring for. I see a lot of enthusiastic praise inside. OMG, so cute, or true beauty. There are also some cute drawings that convey her affection toward her pet amphibian. With no dates mentioned in the entries, it's hard to guess when she wrote these. Other than that, there are a lot of notes about her frog's food. She fed it either crickets, flies, or earthworms, trying to learn what the frog liked the most. Furthermore, she happily noted how the frog would eat the insects. There's a frog-shaped board hanging on the wall. I find 2 notes on it. One is a note about raising a frog, and the other is about her summer vacation plans. School day, go to the clock tower with Hime. That must have been the day when she and Douryou discovered the female doll in the clock tower. That concludes my inspection. Did you learn anything, Mr. Yashiki? Well, I learned that she's the damn departed, and you still are not off the clock. Not the clock, not off the hook. The hook. Not off the clock is a work term. Yeah, a lot. Huh? Just what did you learn? I mean, it's all of these. There's no sign of life in this room. There's no sign of life in this room. There's a layer of dust on the desk, and she neglected her frog she'd been raising. Furthermore, the calendar's on August, almost at the time it stopped here. But Michiho came back here every day. She might have returned here, but I honestly doubt that she spent her time here as a human. Oh my god. Resident preferences changed. Michiho I know loves bugs. The owner of this room clearly loves frogs. Additionally, from what she wrote in her notebook, she only considers bugs to be food for her frog. That's a pretty drastic change in personality, don't you think? Well, true, but she's always been a fickle person. Her preferences change every once in a while. Last year she was really into video games, and before that she was obsessed with puzzles. So honestly, it doesn't seem all that weird. Douryou, you're also the departed, aren't you? It's 2 gods. Answer me, Douryou. When did Michiho start liking bugs? It was around the end of August when our summer break ended. Time in this room stopped in August, the same time as her dramatic change in preferences. That can't be coincidence in my book. Something must have happened to Michiho around that time. Can you get my phone? Call Mashita. Mashita, you were right. Yep, I'm not a murderer. Okay, yeah. Get the gun. She turned into a different person after that point. But is person even the right word here? Like I said, Mashita's the only one that makes sense. Because Mashita's right away like, she's probably the departed, bro. She probably didn't kill no one. She's the departed. Just go check her room out. You should have done that in the first place. Mr. Yashiki, are you saying that this room hasn't changed in a long time, and Michiho suddenly changed her interest because she'd become the departed? That's right. You must be joking. Michiho is the departed. No, it can't be. Douryou protests frantically. I understand her feelings, I truly do. If Michiho really had changed since the end of August, That means we first met at school that night she was already... So you're going to call the bad ending. This is my prediction right now. So here's my guess for the bad ending, not the good one, is that the bad ending is going to be, if you didn't figure out, because I'm still going on that there's 2 departeds, that Douryou is also connected to the case. Whether she's the departed or she's just connected to it somehow. So what'll happen is, we'll go confront Michiho, departed, beat her, and be like, save the city, Patrick! And then we'll leave, and then Douryou's gonna ambush us, or something. That's my guess for what the bad ending is gonna be. Calling it now. Putting the money on the table. The entire time I've known Michiho, she was the departed. The departed is a spirit. Spirit's already dead. Putting it that way, that Michiho from that time. Mr. Yashiki, if the Michiho we knew recently was departed, what about the real Michiho? It's not hard to imagine. The departed replaced the real Michiho. Both of them wouldn't have been able to exist at the same time, so... Here's another theory. Michiho even could have been still alive. The one that we think we killed could have been the, well, at least the corpse. We might not literally killed her, but the corpse that was left could have been the real Michiho's corpse. I'm sure she was killed months ago. This can't be real. Our business here is done. We've learned what we wanted to know. Or rather, we learned what we didn't want to know. Ever since leaving the dorm, Douryou's had a blank look on her face. I can't blame her. She's lost her best friend a second time. I bet she's got no tears left to cry at this point. Check Douryou's room. Cover your bases, she was the other suspect for Sakamoto. You okay? Yes. A short, hollow response. She looks so pale. I'm worried that she might just collapse. Let's head back to the infirmary. We can share the information with the others. So, that's it for this episode of Death Mark 2. We've completed Chapter 6. We are partially through Chapter 7. You've already heard my overall theories of the story as I played, and you're going to see how all that plays out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the finale.